AB 495, completely unnecessary bill that helps no one, but puts all children in danger by allowing just about anybody to fill out a caregiver authorization affidavit and come snatch a kid from school. All schools, public, private, charter, or otherwise, need to prep for this by making sure they have updated emergency contact info for all students.
California has some major problems. We talked about it before, this new bill there, AB 495, and Governor Gavin Newsom just signed this into law. That can basically allow someone that is not the guardian of the child to fill out a couple of pieces of paper and go to the school and basically become the guardian, take the child. If you live in California, you need to really understand what is happening there. And I hope you do some of your own due diligence and find out what the hell is happening with your kids in your school. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, is what I would say a disaster. And what we're seeing in California is a disaster. And Gavin Newsom consistently blames Donald Trump for this disaster. And I'm going to leave that up to you. Leave a comment down below. Whose problem is it?
Donald Trump is threatening to defund California, but it's Econ 101. California is a donor state. We provide over $80 billion more in tax revenue to the federal government than the federal government provides to the people of the state of California. We help pay federal bills. So if Donald Trump's going to continue to threaten 40 million Americans that live in California, maybe we should consider withholding those resources.
Meanwhile,
nice little drive down Skid Row here. Actually, the whole state has become Skid Row. Obviously, this is a tour through the wealthy neighborhood. They all look like taxpayers, paying a lot of money in taxes for this. There's a $500,000 tent right there with a, oh, she was busy. This is an upscale neighborhood, complete with your own crack dealer. Somebody's got moving day. Oh, 3 moving days. I feel so sorry for that little doggy. Nice bicycle, motorcycle, whatever the hell that is. This is like apocalypto. This is not a scene from the TV show The Walking Dead, even though it got canceled. This is an actual walk through the disaster area known as California. Wow, Gavin Newsom, it's all Trump's fault. Where's all the anti-Trump stickers out here? Oh, here we've got a little sword fight. Oh, no, sorry. Some people with brooms. This is a clean sweep right here. Have you ever wanted someone to just not... Oh, wow. Got to help the guy in the wheelchair. What kind of chaos is happening in California? Oh, he's running away. All right. Clean sweep. Yep, it's only getting better. But this is all Trump's fault, correct? Right. Now, we've got some more footage here I want to show you of some other information that's coming out.
They should pour one out for Italian-American Nancy Pelosi. She's skipping Columbus Day this year and instead celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day. Notice Nancy's not saying we should give the land back. That wouldn't be a wise investment. Right, Paulie P? Kamala is getting sent to voicemail by Joe. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely, Jesse. People I talked to found that really puzzling, that somehow Kamala Harris found time to connect with Joe Biden to talk about her book. But wow, when it comes to the most intense treatment for his cancer, she gets sent to voicemail and apparently hasn't taken the time to make those calls.
And Gavin poached all of the Kamala staff. I don't know if that was a brilliant move or not.
Well, it shows that maybe he's concerned that Kamala Harris will, in fact, be a candidate for the next time around.
Please, Kamala, run again. Gavin Newsom, hire more of Kamala's staff. Hire her social media team. Hire her speech writers. They are brilliant. Both of you are amazing candidates, and I beg you to run for president. The Democrat Party is imploding. They have nothing left but holding on to that little morsel of racism. The Trump starting the war in Gaza, they've ran out of options, guys.
It's not just that there's protests going on. There are active riots. There's an active siege of our federal facility. Barack Obama just revealed that as a former commander-in-chief, he doesn't care about public safety. He cares about tribalism and political talking points. It's just wrong. And what's going on at that facility, we're seeing over and over again when our ICE law enforcement is being attacked by rioters, rocks being thrown at them, even Molotov cocktails, their car tires being slashed. The local police departments there are being told to stand down by the likes of J.B. Pritzker and the Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. And so we don't have any backup. That's exactly why President Trump so wisely sent in the National Guard to make sure our law enforcement has the public safety in mind and can protect.
Now, there was a judgment made where Donald Trump can mobilize the National Guard. He just can't deploy them into Chicago. He just can't deploy them into Portland. But I will argue the fact that if Donald Trump is given the authorization to mobilize the National Guard, he can send them wherever he deems necessary. This is Chicago. We saw the riots in Los Angeles. We've seen what's happened in Portland with all the naked people. And I'm not going to show that because most of you have not had your bacon yet, and you don't want to see it again. Tricia McLaughlin brings up a great point. The governor of Illinois, the governor of California, we don't even know the name of the governor in Portland, part of the Antifa party, but everyone is crumbling. And why? Because we're winning. MAGA is bigger and better and braver than ever before, thanks to the big guy. And we're going to keep moving here. If this guy was on your plane, what would your reaction be? I want everyone to pray for whatever God that they think is worthy. But at the same time, if the religion of peace is on my plane and they roll out some rugs, I'm going to demand something a little more than the air mask. And I would be really worried about this. Now that Donald Trump has reached peace in the Middle East, there's a lot of people that are unemployed. And I hope they go to a Home Depot and learn how to code.
What's your opinion on the ceasefire?
Well, I'm just sad that it's over. I just don't know how I'll pay rent without my protesting money. Like, do I need to find a job?
Yes, you do need to find a job. Your protesting money is not going to pay the bills any longer. Do you remember when they said Trump was going to start World War III? Remember this?
Well, we were on the brink of World War III because Donald Trump took the worst possible option given to him in a slideshow.
In this country, we have begun to overestimate the dangers of impeachment and underestimate the dangers of a deranged president retaining control over a nuclear hyperpower.
We cannot wait around while Donald Trump is in control of the nuclear weapon.
Your objection to potentially going into World War III cannot be procedural.
The biggest danger of the Trump presidency is that we are always just a Trump whim away from nuclear war.
They say it's World War III, but I'm looking out my window. It's very quiet in those smoking craters out there.
Has to be told that it's his job to avoid World War III.
One Democratic Congress.
Will any of these clowns come out and apologize? Will any of them come out and say they were wrong? So far, Joe Biden has congratulated Donald Trump on the peace in the Middle East. So has the former Make America Great Again, Bill Clinton. He was so far right that he would be considered MAGA right now by the current Democrats. Hillary Clinton, so did Condoleezza Rice. I've not heard a word from Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Palestinian arm of the Democrat Party. I've not heard anything from Kamala Harris.
And endless wars.
Every American needs to wake up.
I'm sure Bernie is still enjoying all the money that he was paid by Hillary Clinton to step out of the race. You and I both know that Bernie Sanders should have been the Democrat Party candidate. But once again, the Democrats do not like democracy. They do not like free speech. They do not like freedom of choice, except whenever it comes to babies. They don't like your personal freedoms. They don't like the Second Amendment. They don't like the Constitution, only whenever it's convenient for them or convenient to shut down free thought. This is where Democrats are going to get really upset, and magically, now they hate voting machines.
A fucking MAGA person just bought Dominion voting systems. We are officially fucked. Let's get into it. So this man right here, his name is Scott Leonbecker. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it or not. But he is literally a GOP operative. And he has bought Dominion voting systems. I'm going to show you more info on it right now. So right here, you can see it's an Axios article. Dominion, one of the biggest election equipment providers, and was used in 27 states. The name of this company this man owns is called Liberty Vote. And there's his name.
Liberty is like holy water on Hillary Clinton. You cannot use that word. But now the Democrats are worried because a MAGA supporter, a Trump voter, has bought Dominion voting machines. And you heard it there. They are effed.
Scott Leonbecker, if you want to look it up. I think I said it wrong first time. But he worked in Mississippi. In Missouri. Let me show you real quick. You can see here. Has deep Republican connections. He was appointed to a role investigating St. Louis's elections after the 2000 election.
Good.
He was also appointed as the election director by Republicans. He is full-on fucking MAGA.
Love it.
This man is so MAGA that in his press release, he said they are going to be in full compliance with Trump's executive order. Like it's a fucking law or something. And not
executive orders do operate like laws. And I love that the Democrat Party is now melting down because MAGA owns the machines, baby. Here's everyone's favorite, least favorite, worst favorite, fill in the blank.
California has a progressive tax structure. That's the real reason a lot of these folks left.
Right.
Come on, let's have this conversation.
Yeah.
They don't like progressive tax. They like regressive tax policy.
Right.
Where's Rogan live? In one of the most regressive tax states in America.
Texas.
That tax poor people more. Poor people are taxed more than the richest 1% in Texas. Places like Florida. That's what they celebrate. They promote. They are high tax states, but not for them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't claim California is a high tax state.
I've never heard of the homeless tax. I've never heard of the poor people tax. Gavin, you are running people out of the state of California and actually making them poor and making them homeless while you sit on your throne and enjoy everything that we couldn't have during the lockdowns. You remember those really nice restaurants that you were allowed to go to?
High tax for who? The 1%. Progressive tax state. Regressive taxes persist in these red states, particularly these large red states. And I think that is a state of mind that also is something that I believe in and needs to be promoted in relationship to your question around wealth and income inequality. And I'll tell you, it was interesting. I had on my podcast, Steve Bannon, who was making a case. He didn't say the word California, but he sure as hell sounded like someone making the case for California's tax policy. Again, the same.
Yeah, I'm sure Steve Bannon wanted higher taxes. I'm sure everyone would argue with Gavin that we need higher taxes. Here's Gavin back in 2013 talking about taxes.
There's a
little bit of, the taxes are a little higher.
And you just traveled to LA and all they talked about was the tax.
There's that.
See, Mike Murphy on last week, and he's all mad about the taxes. He said, well, I'm going to move to New Hampshire.
It's Mike, really. They were. No one realized the retroactivity. That's a big issue. It was never advertised. Fair point. That one should be criticized. No, we're not competitive. Our tax rates are not competitive, period.
I know.
You heard it out of the governor of California. Our tax rates are not competitive. They're comparative to Russia and Ukraine and everywhere else that's gotten our money. You heard it there from the governor of California. Tax rates there are insane. Well, just in time for all the chaos, we trot out some Obama clips.
Now, they're threatening steps that actually would badly hurt our entire economy. Not because of the Affordable Care Act, but because of what they're threatening to do. Some have threatened a government shutdown if they can't shut down this law. Others have actually threatened an economic shutdown by refusing.
I think the black guy behind him looks like it's a hostage situation. Blink 3 times, sir, if you were not supposed to be there.
To pay America's bills if they can't delay the law. That's not going to happen as long as I'm president. Health care is not a privilege for the fortunate few. It is a right. And I knew that if we didn't do something about our unfair and inefficient healthcare system, it would keep driving up our deficits. It would keep burdening our businesses. It would keep hurting our families. And it would keep holding back economic growth. You know, knowing you can offer your family the security of healthcare, that's priceless. Now you can do it for the cost of your cable bill, probably less than your cell phone bill.
If there is anyone that has health insurance less than their cable bill, you watch too many dirty movies.
Think about that. Good health insurance for the price of your cell phone bill.
That's a lie. And we all know it's a lie. And part of the reason the government is shut down right now is because of the Affordable Care Act, quote, because Democrats refuse to acknowledge that they are giving free health care to illegal aliens. They're actually choosing illegal aliens over the United States military. Prove me wrong in the comments.
There's no Antifa. This is an entirely imaginary organization. There is not an Antifa.
Like, I don't even know what Antifa is. There is no group.
It's not even like far-right groups like the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. Compared to right-wing extremists, Antifa-linked violence is rare and limited.
It isn't an organization. It is in many ways mythology.
It's not like the Proud Boys or the Oath Keepers, sort of defined terrorist organizations with leadership.
So now the left doesn't know what Antifa is. Okay. Well, we know you don't know what a woman is. So why would we ever expect you to acknowledge what Antifa is? Antifa is a terrorist organization, and they have been designated so by Donald Trump. And what that means is we can now use the military against Antifa. And we can also investigate the funding from Antifa. And I bet you all of these clowns have donated to the George Soros Foundation to fund Antifa.
That leads violence.
It's not a highly organized movement. It's a moniker. It's not a unified group like the Proud Boys are.
Things like Antifa are things that are thought up.
It's all in this guise of going after Antifa, which is nothing. There's no organization called Antifa.
Nobody's a member of Antifa because it doesn't exist. They are just declaring into existence something that doesn't exist.
There is no Antifa organization.
There is no Antifa organization. Just listen to the talking points. Fall in line. Shut up, slave. No Antifa. Doesn't exist.
When you're just arresting people in front of their kids and just normal, regular people that have been here for 20 years, that everybody who has a heart can't get along with that.
No.
Everybody who has a heart sees that and goes, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be the only way to do this.
Right.
If you've been here for 20 years and have not gotten your citizenship, you should leave. They should have caught you 10 years ago, and I blame the government for not catching you. But, I do have a heart. I have a heart for the people that are not been getting the opportunity because of someone filling their jobs, filling their roles, and filling the seat in these schools. And Joe, you're dressed like the Pope, but you're not the Pope. And he's crazy as well, because they refuse to take any illegal aliens into the walls of the Vatican. But Joe, you sit on a throne of lies and you say we don't have a heart. Joe, I'm going to tell you right now, I hope all of the illegals go to Oz and get citizenship, or get in line and do it the right way. We live in the greatest country in the world, and the only way that we maintain that capability of saying we are the greatest country in the world is to limit who comes here legally, Joe, legally. You fled California. You live in a mansion, the ivory tower with $1 million walls and a lot of security, and you're going to preach to the American people about who has compassion, who has the capability to argue about citizens? Joe, bring me on your show. I would love to talk about this from a real standpoint, not a throne of lies.
Because you have to think, look, yeah, we have to have a border. Yes, it should have been secure. Yes, they should make sure you know who everybody is before they get in. Yeah. But when people have been here for 20 years, like, come on. Man.
Come on. You've been here for 20 years. You got to leave. Guys, this is the Ben Dykes Show. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe button here on the channel. Really helps what we're doing. Go check out my sponsor. Join my Patreon. You get access to a little private Discord server. There's a couple of links down below. You can check out the Keen Greens, 15 superfoods. Gives you a positive alkalinity to your body, which prevents horrible cancer that if Donald Trump cured, I'm sure some liberal judge would come out and sign an injunction to allow cancer to continue. I'm waiting for a judge to come out with an injunction stopping the end of the war in Gaza. That's what would happen. We all expect it. This is the Ben Dykes Show. Thank you for watching. Tune in later. Check me out on all the other platforms. See you on the road. I got to go to work, Joe, to pay for some illegals and my low health care that costs less than my cell phone bill.